Good afternoon, student. I hope you all are good. As informed you earlier that soon I am going to take your test, so you have to learn chapter 4 for the same. Okay. So today I am going to start new topic of coal and petroleum chapter, and the new topic is petroleum. Clear? On your screen you can see that petroleum is a black color liquid, clear, which is derived from two words, petra, which means rock, and oleum, which means oil. So we can say that this is the rock oil. Clear? So it is mined from the rocks under the earth. This is also known as crude oil. Petroleum is a very important oil which is formed from fossilization process. Okay. So petroleum is a fossil fuel formed from the remains of ancient marine organism. Petroleum is formed by the remaining of ancient organism. Clear? Ancient organism just buried under soil, and after several layer on that absence of oxygen and different type of high temperature condition, because of this only petroleum has formed. Okay, so petroleum is a one kind of fossil fuel and extracted from rock. That's why it is known as the rock oil, or which is extracted from rocks under the earth. Clear? Next thing, about how is petroleum and natural gas formed, that is the question. We know petroleum है, पर वो कहाँ से आता है, that is the question. So petroleum and natural gas, how it formed, you can understand this process from this picture also. Petroleum and natural gas formation, you can see that in a first step, tiny sea plants and animals died. First, what happened? Each and every living organism gets to be died. All the living organisms are having fixed lifespan. Clear? So like this, sea plants and animals get died and were buried on the ocean floor. Clear? Whenever anything gets died due to the gravitational force, it just comes on the bottom. Clear? About marine life. Clear? Marine life means, are you getting my point? Marine life means जहाँ पर समुद्र का पानी होता है, जहाँ पर सी वाटर होता है, ओशन वाटर होता है, दैट इज नोन एज द मराइन वाटर. क्लियर? And were buried on the ocean floor. Over time, they were covered by layers of silt and sand. Clear? Silt and sand, you can understand that soil or the sedimented material of the ocean. Clear? So in the first step, what happened? Tiny sea plants and animals died and were buried on the ocean floor. Clear? And over a period of time, this dead remains was covered by layers of silt and sand. In second step, over millions of years, the remains were buried deeper and deeper. How it is so? Because several layer of sand covers the plant and animal remains. Okay, so the enormous heat and pressure turned them into oil and gas. So what is the important condition at that time? Enormous heat. Okay, enormous heat and pressure. Clear? That is the most toughest condition of there. Okay, now the third step is, today we drill down. You can observe from the figure also that at first living organisms were there. When they were died, that time they just buried on the soil floor. Afterwards, the plant and animal remains, you can see here, it was covered by sand and silt. Above of it, you can see that the life is present. Clear? So today what we are doing, these areas totally converted into sand and silt rock. Okay, so we are just drilling it, and after the drilling down through layers of sand, silt and rock to reach the rock formation that contains oil and gas deposits. You can see here oil and gas deposited at the bottom of the soil. Okay, so that time bottom of soil, sand, rocks, all the things, and we are just making a tunnel down of it, and then only we are able to extract or pulled crude oil from the soil or from the earth. Okay, so that is the procedure. You can see that by this steps only petroleum and natural gas were formed. Okay, now next thing is about first oil well in the world. That is the important question, children. The first oil well in the world was drilled in Pennsylvania. Okay, so first oil well is present in the world where it is Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. Okay, so when in 1859 Pennsylvania is the area or is known as for the first oil well in the world. Second oil well in the world was drilled in Makkum, Assam, India. Okay, so second one is present in our country in India. Okay, and that is of the Makkum, Assam. After 8 years of first oil well was formed. First oil well was drilled in 1859 and the second one is drilled in 1867 in India. So several other oil wells are also present in Assam, also in Gujarat, also in Mumbai High and river basins of Godavari and Krishna. These are the areas where oil wells were drilled. Clear? So these terms you have to learn. It's about, you can see here on the map of India also, this is the Assam region or river basin of Godavari and Krishna, Bombay High and in Gujarat, in these areas oil wells are present. Okay, so you can see on by your screen also. Next thing, refining of petrol means that don't think that petroleum is only one thing it contains. Petroleum is a mixture. Okay, and it is known as the crude oil. Are you getting my point? Crude oil is present in a petroleum is present in the form of crude oil. So its refining is very important as we required several products from it. So first step is that we have to refine this crude oil. Okay, so originally petroleum is a mixture of many things like petrol, diesel, petroleum, paraffin wax, lubricating oil, many things are there. Okay, so these all the things were extracted or separated by the refining process. Clear? Earlier we know that crude oil is dark in color. I have shown you also this is black in color, oily liquid and very unpleasant odor. Odor means smell. Clear? उससे बहुत बुरी सी स्मेल आती है. So refining of petroleum is the process by which different constituents of petroleum are separated. As I told you, refining is the process by which we can separate all the component of petroleum. This process takes place in a petroleum refinery. So establishment of petroleum refinery is very important for the refining of crude oil. Okay, so you can see that constituents of petroleum. What are the constituents? First is LPG. Where we are using LPG? At our home. Yes, you are right. We are using petroleum. We are using liquid petroleum gas LPG as a fuel at our home. Okay, and industry as well as. Second is about petrol. Petrol is very important and the price of petrol is increasing day by day. We know it because petroleum is a indivisible part of our life. Okay, so used as fuel in motor vehicles and aviation industry and as solvent in dry cleaning. So petrol is also having several uses. Okay, first thing we are using in vehicles and aviation department also we are using petrol and many where also petrol we are using. Okay, next is about kerosene. Kerosene मिट्टी का तेल. Okay, we are generally use the term मिट्टी का तेल for kerosene and kerosene is used in stove, lamps. Earlier we are having so much use of kerosene, but kerosene is now replaced by LPG because we are using LPG for cooking at our home as a fuel. So earlier we were using for burning of wood and all we required kerosene. Clear? Next is about diesel. means heavy vehicles can't run by petrol. For the heavy vehicles we are using diesel, and diesel is very important for the electric generator also. Okay, next is related with, I am just telling you the several products of crude oil. Clear? Means from the crude oil we can extract these many types of products. So lubricating oil, lubrication in machinery and all, and you also may moreover I can say that you have also observed many type of advertisement in our in television also, that many lubricating oils are advertisement of lubricating oil is very important nowadays, or because lubricating oil is essential for the proper functioning of a machinery. Clear? So that is about the lubricating oil. Next is about paraffin wax. Paraffin wax we are using for the Vaseline. Vaseline we are using at our home. So Vaseline कहाँ से extract होता है? Vaseline is also known as paraffin wax. Shoe polish, okay, or ointments, all the ointments, even in iodex also, or in different volini, fast relief, they all type of ointments carry paraffin wax. Okay, so this paraffin wax is also extracted from the petroleum. Next is about bitumen. As in the beginning of the chapter also I have told you, nowadays we are using bitumen for manufacture of paints for road surfaces. Okay, so these are the uses of constituents of petroleum and their uses. Clear? Next important point about petroleum is known as the black gold. Gold is very costly, or gold is very precious also. Like this, petroleum is black in color, but it is known as black gold. Clear? It yields several substances, and all the substances are commercially very successful. You know, all the product, whatever product we have discussed, all the products are very important in our life. Yes, am I right? Yes, I am right that all the products are very useful. Okay, so their production is also very beneficial. So the useful substances obtained from petroleum, all the useful substances whatever we had discussed earlier, these all the substances are very useful. That's why they are known as petrochemicals. Clear? So synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, acrylic, if you remember in that chapter also we had discussed that these are the synthetic fiber we extracted from the petrochemical material we get is petroleum also. Okay, so detergent, polythene, man-made plastic, they all are the they all needs petrochemical for their manufacturing. Okay, natural gas also yield hydrogen gas, which is used in the production of fertilizer like urea. Clear? NS2, CONS2, I think that is okay. So urea is also made from the hydrogen, and this hydrogen is extracted from the natural gas. So it's about the why petroleum is also known as the black gas, black gold, sorry. So natural gas is a fossil fuel found naturally as a hydrocarbon. Okay, gas mixture in the oil wells. It is a main component of methane. Clear? Methane is very important, and it's a burning, it can catch fire easily. Methane, okay, methane is very important component, and methane is a very important gas, children, because methane also maintain the temperature of earth. Clear? It is a very igneous type of gas. Clear? Methane is very important, and it is a main component of natural gas. Okay, I just want to give you one example. Clear? If you discuss about our ancestors, if you observe whenever you visit your village, that time you observe that how your ancestors live. Clear? They live in a first floor, and their cattle basically live in a Ground floor. Why is it so? Because all the where temperature is down in these areas, people live in this pattern only. क्लियर? हमारे गांव घरों में लोग अभी भी ऐसे ही रहते हैं. ग्राउंड फ्लोर में कैटल्स रहते हैं और फर्स्ट फ्लोर में वो खुद रहते हैं. वाई इज इट सो? बिकॉज काउ एक्सक्रीटा बियर्स मीथेन. क्लियर? काउ के एक्सक्रीटा से, उसके फीकल मैटर में मीथेन गैस प्रोड्यूस होती है. एंड मीथेन, एज आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज़ वेरी it provides heat, it rise temperature. Clear? Because of this, old houses being ओल्ड हाउसेस मीन्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट पुराने घरों में टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा रहता है एज कम्पेरेटिव टू कॉन्क्रीट हाउसेस. दैट वॉज द रीज़न. ओके, सो why I am giving you this example here? Because methane is very essential gas, children. It is a part of natural gas, and methane generally responsible for the high temperature also. Okay, it contains methane, but it may also contain varying amount of other higher alkanes gases like carbon dioxide, helium, nitrogen and hydrogen sulfide are also found in natural gases in small percentages. Okay, I hope that much is clear. Okay, why natural gas is important as a fossil fuel? Natural gas is considered important as fossil fuel because it easily be transported through pipes. Okay, fossil fuel is easily transported through pipes, means it can be traveled through the canals also. Okay, so it is stored as CNG. Okay, which is used for several purposes. We know about it. CNG, compressed natural gas. Nowadays we are having the vehicles also which can run through CNG. Okay, so natural gas does not cause any kind of pollution and has high calorific value. Clear? Natural gas is very important. It never creates any kind of pollution. Okay, and having high calorific value means it can provide heat in a high amount. Okay, so it's about the natural gas and its importance. Now, why CNG is useful? CNG we are using at our home, so we know it very well that why CNG is very useful for us. It is a fuel to generate power. Yes, it generate power. Afterwards only we are able to cook our food. Clear? If it will not produce any kind of power, any kind of heat, so how we are able to cook our food? So cleaner fuel for transport and vehicles, because as I told you, it creates less pollution as comparative to diesel and petrol. Okay, so fuel in homes and industries which can be supplied through pipes, as well as CNG pipeline network already exists in Vadodara, Gujarat, some parts of Delhi and some other places also. But children, in our area we are not having any kind of pipelines of CNG. We are using CNG cylinders. Clear? Which generally gets filled by these area centers only. Okay, now CNG considered as cleaner fuel. Why हम क्यों कहते हैं CNG एक cleaner fuel है? First point is natural gas is considered a better fuel than coal and petroleum because it is cleaner. It never creates any kind of pollution. Okay, if it create, it is less in as comparative to petrol and diesel. Next is, this means that it results in less amount of pollution than the other fossil fuel, which I have told you already. Natural gas emits 50% of less carbon dioxide, sulfur and nitrogen oxide in the air. It is not the best solution as there are better sources of energy, okay, present nowadays, like solar energy. Clear? So solar energy, you know very well, solar energy is the richest source of energy. Clear? And very convenient also and very useful. So solar energy is the best one option of energy. Okay, so you can see here that natural gases are found in Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tripura, river delta of Krishna and Godavari, and this is the map related with this, in which areas natural gases are found. Clear? Next is about burning. What are the consequences of the burning of fossil fuel? First is What are the harmful effects? We can say that of burning of fossil fuel. First thing, increase in air pollution. Second is global warming. That is important thing, children. If we are using unnecessary, if we are using fossil fuel, so definitely it create threat for our environment. So increase in air pollution. If air pollution will increase, definitely it leads many other problems also. Okay, so we should try to use in a very organized manner. Next is global warming. Fossil fuel when burned release large amount of carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide increase the global temperature. Globe means earth. Clear? Global warming means अर्थ का गर्म होना. Clear? So how fossil fuels, when all the fossil fuels will burn, it will lead increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide. If concentration of carbon dioxide will increase in our environment, definitely what will result? It leads the problem of global warming. How? Because these gases will increase the temperature of earth, and if temperature of earth will increase, all the glaciers will melt, and it will lead the problem of global warming. Okay, now next thing, how can we save petrol or diesel while driving? PACRA is a Petroleum Conservation Research Association in India. Okay, Petroleum Conservation Research Association in India. What PACRA said? Okay, PACRA has decided some rules and regulations, like drive at a constant and moderate speed. We should not give unnecessary accelerator, or we should not do the fluctuate the speed of our vehicle, that it will produce more and more gases. Okay, next is maintain tire pressure at correct level. Okay, if we maintain tire pressure at correct level, definitely it will also it also save petrol. Next is switch off the engine when you are waiting, like traffic light. In our area traffic light is not there, but whenever you feel that jam situation is there, that time without wasting time, we should close our engine, or we should switch off our engine. Okay, next is regular maintenance of your vehicle. You have heard the term servicing. We should give servicing of our vehicle in regular interval of time. So it's about the how we can save petrol or diesel while driving. Okay, so this is the last part of the same chapter, means as we know, fossil fuels are exhaustible resources. They can be exhausted if we use unnecessarily them, or if we overuse them. Okay, because it is not present in abundant quantities. Abundant का मतलब होता है बहुत ज़्यादा quantity में, ये अर्थ में मौजूद नहीं है. Clear? So we should use them in a very organized way, because for the replenishment of fossil fuel it requires hundreds and thousands of air. If we overuse them, over extract petroleum, definitely it will lead the crisis. Next is the rate of which they are being consumed today. It is increased at a rapid pace. You can understand that how many number of vehicles are increasing day by day. So these many vehicles will increase, definitely it will create pressure over these refinery areas. So definitely if over extraction will take place, it will lead the problem. Next is more amount of fossil fuels are being used than it is being replenished. We are using as I told you, we are overusing them, but the replenishment rate is very low. हम उसको ज़्यादा यूज़ कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो बन कम पा रहा है. Clear? So it is about the how fossil fuels gets to be threat soon. Next about, but scientists claim that they can replenish completely in 100 years over a time. Okay, so this is about, your whole chapter is completed, children. If you have any query regarding this, any questioning, you can send me your question in chat box. Thank you.